Hello and welcome, I'm Misstical. This is Misstical Gaming. We are jumping into Watch Your Realms and we're doing the Dev Insight. So we're going to have a quick look at what they said. What do I like? I like the Dev Insight construct. I like the idea that we can just write into them and they pick out some of the things they already know the answers to, or they've got answers to, and they give them an answer. Or they tell us what's going on. I think it's a bit of a shame that they don't push out this information more. I'd like to see like a Dev's Insight or something page on the Discord where they just push out information. This is running late, this is what we work on, and then we wouldn't have to ask the questions to start with. I think you could do it better than we do. One of the things I think that they've started to do is they start to lump a lot of the questions together. Okay, so I think that's a good start as well. So bear that in mind as we go through these. I might paraphrase some of the things as well, as opposed to trying to read them verbatim. It will make the video a bit shorter, and that way we'll be able to get through more stuff. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump in. Question 1, and I think this is the first one where they've lumped a couple of things together. Good morning. One suggestion would give us hero reset books every 3 months due to the changes in heroes, or being able to buy it in store, so they won't be able to buy them. They're saying the older heroes go out of date, and it's not just when they get nerfed that we should have to reset them. Someone else, I believe it's someone else, if you run a limited banner, gives us a chance to reset the hero at the time of the event. I think that's quite a nice idea. Run a limited banner, then whilst that banner is on, then we could reset that specific hero. Maybe that's an idea. And then there's some other ideas about getting them from the shop and that sort of thing. And then a question about reset books. I know we don't get you don't want us to reset our heroes very much, but any chance we can get reset books in the near future. The global server almost 2 years old, and a lot of skills and awakened heroes are not usable. Would be nice if, for example, we can get one every 1, 2, 3, half a year, whatever, from the Awakening shop. Thank you for your consideration for this idea. That's apparently what everyone's put in, and these are the things we're after. I've got 2 at the moment. I don't use them. Whenever I can get them, I keep hold of them. I'm saving it for my Wukong. I'll be using it on him shortly. So there we go. Thanks for your feedback. Hero reset book is considered to be a very rare item. It is. We would give this item out as a free reward. I like the idea they're keeping it 3 during the 2nd anniversary celebration this year. So during the anniversary event, we will get one. So that's nice. So if you've got Wukong, you've got Kagari, that sort of thing, and you're looking for resets, then you are guaranteed a reset book, which is absolutely fantastic to know that. Okay. So now, question 2, make the guaranteed system a bad luck. We're pulling on a banner hero. For example, if you pull 2 non-banner lords, make the 3rd lord you pull 100% banner lord. For some of the normal summons, your 3rd or whatever legendary out with a banner isn't a banner legendary, making it 4th guaranteed. We had a lot of this last time, and they go into other options and how they've pulled the 3 Helgas and things like that, which is done worse than me. I only pulled 2 of them. I did do it on 2 accounts. So they have said, and the answer here is the same. Thank you for your feedback. Having an internal discussion about how to refine the pity system, rate up heroes. Once confirmed, we will immediately implement it in-game and announce to players through the in-game notice center at the same time. So this came up last Dev Insight. Now there's a lot of chat in the comments below about it. So I did write to the CC moderator, and she was really good about it. She did say thanks very much for that, and they will pass it on to the devs. So she's passed the link on to the previous video to the devs. Might well do the same with this one. If there's a lot about hero reset, I just sort of said it's free feedback for you on what players think and that sort of stuff. There was quite a chat about it, including some of the people who've done the original comments as well. Okay, so that's a possibility. So put it in the chat below, and I will do the same if there's a couple of comments about this sort of thing while they have their internal discussion. I can't guarantee they're going to read it. I can't guarantee they'll action anything from it, but I can say that I will pass that on. Okay, that's as much as I can actually do. So it will go on. There we go. Right, next one. Question 3. Give us tabs for our gear plans. We are tired of scrolling down 80 plans. Thanks for suggestion. We're currently in development, sorting out tab pages for the gear plan menu. It'll be implemented in July's version. So I'm on the Forerunner, or at least one of my accounts is on the Forerunner. So that should be out in June. So hopefully shortly we should see what it's actually going to look like. So we can have a look at that as well. Okay, that will be a bonus for all concerned. And then we've got power dominance for the tower. Not a fan of having to rerun it. I'm not a fan of the tower myself anyway in all of it, to be honest. Although it was a nice idea, I thought we were going to be daily farming up stuff and that sort of thing, but it doesn't seem to have run like that. I was expecting it more to be like the Raid Shadow or Legends Tower. I quite enjoyed that, to be honest. This doesn't seem to be like that. It's I don't know, fell a bit flat for me, to be honest. So they are introducing that sort of thing for it. Okay, thank you very much for your suggestion. We will add the feature to the saved gear stats in July's version update in order to solve these issue of repetitive challenges. There we go. Okay, so that's our answer for it. So question 5, can we get a heads up a month before a limited? You run a limited right after a meta hero banner. Vaughn got Helga. This is such a predatory move, very much like Polarium. Thanks for your feedback. For the return on limited heroes in the future, we will notify players beforehand through the in-game center, just like the return of a Numera banner. Please stay tuned. Okay, so no, that's essentially it. You're going to get the same notice as you've always had, okay, which is next to nothing, and they're going to carry on trying to be predatory because they want you to spend as much money as possible. Okay, there you go. That's that's how it's going. Sorry if you thought for more. Question 17. Oh, sorry. Question 6. Allow us to play test Guild Boss 2 like we can Guild Boss 1. So there's playtest mode. There's just a straight up fight. So thanks for the feedback. We've scheduled the playtest feature for Guild Boss 2 to be implemented in the second half this year. So within this next 6 months, you'll see that. It won't affect you by then, but that's when you'll get to see it. So there we go. Question 7, the amount of money everyone poured into Numera, and the people pulled her just to be let down by Mouton for failure to give her a jiggle physics. There you go. Her jiggle is being fixed, or has been fixed. There we go. In the next patch you should see her jiggle a bit more, if that's your thing. Now the next question I think is absolutely brilliant. I've never really thought about it myself, but apparently it is coming in. It's brilliant. Please add an option in the summons portal for auto selling rares. I've never really thought about it before. Thanks for your feedback. They're not actually going to do that, but thanks for your feedback. We will consider improving our hero backpack system and adding the feature to auto dismiss. So that's the dismiss we get at the moment, but they've got to be in your pack. But if they're in the backpack, then you could open up the backpack, go to auto dismiss, and that would make it loads better. That's a brilliant question, and hopefully not a completely terrible answer, all things considered. We're back on limited banners. Okay, please be more specific in your dev insights. You are planning on returning limited heroes, but when and how often? Once a quarter, 2 months? Also, please consistently release banner schedules ahead of time. You did a good job in April announcing upcoming banners, but since then, yeah, I mean, I think, is this to do with leaks? Do they push more out if they think stuff's going to be leaked rather than if they don't? If I was cynical, that's what I might consider. Players are already dying for some concrete information about when you plan to use your summons, or lack of communication is making leaks more valuable. Yeah, it does. Yeah, leaked information is vastly more valuable if you don't do it. You don't, someone else will, and that information is much more valuable. Thanks for your feedback. I plan to arrange the return of limited heroes is once per 1.5 to 2 months. And then they've got this caveat. However, the schedule is subject to change based on the various situational requirements. Please stay tuned to our notification center. So no, they're not going to change anything. So this was the Wukong one. Okay, now that was the end of May. So if we follow that 1.5 months, we won't see the next limited hero until the middle of July. Now bear in mind their anniversary, I think, is the 8th of July. And they would miss their anniversary. Maybe it'd be slightly after, they'd have anniversary events afterwards, I don't know, but we wouldn't see it until then. So I don't know. I think they're going to use that caveat there of jiggling around things, and I think we'll see the next limited much before the end of July. Or sorry, the middle to the end of July. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the dev insight is actually spot on and we won't see it for another 2.5 months. There we go. Can we get a mass enhancement system, something that lets us enhance 10 or even 20 pieces of gear to levels 4, 8, 12, 16 with a click of a button? Thanks for your feedback. We're currently making batch enhancement system and it's expected to be implemented in the second half of the year. That's fine, but they wrote this at the start of this year as well, so they've gone from considering it to they will do it sometime this year. There you go. That's Live Arena, when we lost round announcement come to hinder your action of hero placement. Thanks for your feedback. We are currently addressing the issue regarding the pop-up window in the Live Arena. This situation will be improved in the upcoming versions. Okay, yeah, 12. I was wondering if it was possible to add setups like in GVG to events and other game modes such as Guild Boss and Immortal Codex, even regular modes as well. What I mean by this is being able to deploy heroes immediately automatically if there is enough cost/resources when the battle starts up. When playtesting new setups, this helps a lot to figure out people can help a lot. I think especially for people with mobile issues. Yeah, I bet it's a pain on your phone to do. I mean, I don't do it on my phone. The worst I've done it is on an iPad, but yeah, I should imagine on your phone it's going to be a bit of a pain. Thank you very much for your suggestion. Firstly, we're improving the Guild Boss by lowering the initial difficulty. Okay. The Guild Boss initial difficulty was pretty easy, to be honest. I presume they mean do they mean Guild Boss 2 or something like that? I don't know, or the Abyss, who knows. In the stress of deployments, we will then investigate other play modes, especially early stage pressure, which will likely bring troubles to the player's input. Okay, but maybe they're going to have a look at it. I'm not 100% sure what they plan to do with that, but there you go. Fix GVG saved attacks. I copied a code from my guildmate and it only launched the first 4 demon soldiers and I lost the battle because of it. This is not how my guildmates won the same battle. Thanks for your feedback. Similar bugs like this are the result of leaving the first half of the stage auto battled but resuming manual control for the second half. We have noticed this bug and will be fixed in June's issue. I mean, that's... No. This is what's annoying. So on the Forerunner, you notice something like this and you send it back, you send the video and it goes onto the live server anyway. And then a month after it's been on the live server, someone puts it in here, then the devs go, we're going to respond to it. And it's months down the line before you've done anything. But you knew about this when it first came out on the Forerunner server. You knew it didn't work then. You've continued to allow it to go out. Terrible. Okay, please add gear filter to only varying gear. Thanks for your suggestion. We're currently making gear filter the implementation in the second half of the year, so sometime later on this year they'll have some more gear filters. Hey Mouton, what about thinking about a rotation for limited heroes? A different limited hero from the ones that already exist in the game each month. For example, April Nora, May Wukong, June so Ferssi in June. Oh, it's only an example. Okay, it's not a leak. July, August, and so on. Okay. In cases of new limited heroes being released, include the new hero during the entire month. If you're going to do away with it, please let us know at the beginning of the month which limited heroes will be coming. Yeah, thanks for the feedback. And our limited heroes is going to be once every 1.5 to 2 months. However, this schedule is subject to change based on the various situational requirements, such as anniversary events. I should imagine. We understand your support for the limited heroes. We will continue to bring back these limited banners and notify players beforehand. Please stay tuned to a notification centre for the latest news. So the latest news isn't that good. It doesn't give you that much of a start. So it's only when stuff's getting leaked do they actually bother to send out this sort of information. So if they think that people aren't leaking information, then they won't bother with it. That is pretty much it. Rerunning Sun Wukong banner before Kigari, really. Abyss is so doable without Sun Wukong, but without Kigari you are screwed. Please don't Kigari before Wukong. Wukong's banner is a lot more recent than the Samurai Kigari, not Wukong. Yeah, okay. That didn't happen, mate. Thanks for the feedback. We have already have plans to do the Kigari banner. Yep. Apparently, according to the last one, the next one's Ferssi in June, but that's only an example, not a leak. But if it comes true, though, be a laugh, won't it? Now, this next one here. I love it. I mean, I love this answer. The question's fine, but the answer. Without Ferssi, a major part of new content is unplayable. When you run a banner with 2 useless lizards, whoever thought that this was greedy? Yeah, it was a straight up greed fest, okay? And if you had to pull, then yeah, it was a disaster for you. I don't know what your thought process is anymore. It's frustrating. The thought process is shashing. That's what the thought process was. Thanks for the feedback. Different players have unique needs for heroes. Not really. We all pull, and it's the heroes that we get produce the unique needs and requirements. Not each of us has unique needs. On one hand, Ferssi is indeed a potent healer hero. Well, I wouldn't say he's that great of a healer or potent as a healer. It's the AOE damage reduction he brings or mitigation he brings that makes him potent, and you only need him on the battlefield. You don't need him to be doing any great healing stuff. He's just there to mitigate that AOE damage. So the healing part, not so much. On one hand, Salazar is a very capable single target damaging hero. Drusk also plays an important role in some of the situations where defenders are needed. And it's as if they've gone out to actually to prove him right, I think. I don't know, I mean, so when we have a look at this, right, let's have a look. So here's Salad, here he is, right, this is the fighter they said. Okay, he's a fighter, he does normal damage, single target attack, multi-strike attack, continuous damage, okay? Now, if I didn't have him, what would I do? Well, actually, there's an epic there that does single target continuous damage of the same faction, and there's another epic down here that does single target multi-strike, so I can cover off not having him with epics. That's what I can do. That's brilliant. But I mean, you also didn't give that as an example. You gave Trusk as an example as well. So Trusk is a defender and he does high block and team protection. And there's an epic there that does high block and team protection as well. The team protection isn't the same, but I mean, they actually do it. So all you've actually done in the answer that I can see is prove his point. His point is there aren't any epics that do it. You've given perfect example of legendaries that can be covered off by epics. So, and then if we looked at Ferssi and we'd say, well, he does team protection, that's what he would be classed as, and then we have a look for epic healers, we've got Lily. But her team protection is one member, fatal damage, she blocks that, and then she puts an increased defense on there. That's not really team protection, that's one member of the team protection. So that's all she does. So he's got a very valid point, and you've proved his point remarkably well through arguably one of the worst answers I've ever seen on here. I mean, it's fantastic. Either one of two things: you were having a laugh down the pub about how funny your answer was with your other mates, which is a possibility, or you got one over on your boss by putting this out or something. I don't know, but that is the best answer I've seen in a long time to really help prove someone's point as a question. That is precisely what they're referring to. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't think whoever wrote this plays a game. There you go, that would be my question. Right, let's go on then. Best answer ever, that. Oh, bless you. Please fix Arena, where I purposely click on the box and I only update my offense setup, and I didn't click on the update my gear. I expect that my gear won't be updated. We're currently working on improving the experience of gear updating, and it's still being tested. There you go, you've dipped. Nothing happening anytime soon. Next one. Again, we're back to more gear filters. So here again, we've got our gear plans and we want more filters on them. It would be useful to easily plan gears assigned to heroes. Thanks for the suggestion. We're currently developing source features around July's issue. Okay, we all know that's coming now, apparently in July. Okay, question 20. This is all about the Forerunner. Okay, so this was last week's result from the arena on the Forerunner. Okay. In Watcher of Realms, acquiring Lady A requires farming Apex coins in Overlord tier and reaching 1,200 points to unlock Apex Overlord, while meaningful Apex coin farming, where meaningful Apex farming begins. On the Forerunner server, this is nearly impossible due to the low population. Yeah, so you've got to get 1,200 to get into it, and the top 45 just about managed to do that. Also, if you wanted to go into Overlord and actually farm up, then that's the top. Well, 120-ish. We're sort of squeezing there to farm coins. Apparently now in Plat 3 we'll be able to farm up coins as well, but it's not easy to push in. Plat 2 now has A5 Lady Alexanders. This is in the Forerunner and it's population low, but it will come over to global at some point. Thank you for the recent arena update, especially raising weekly pre-battle rewards in Plat 3. And essentially it doesn't change anything. So what they've said is thanks for your feedback, Apex Overlord is being scheduled to expand and players' experience will be improved in the future. I doubt it. I doubt it very much. I don't think that's high, if at all, on your list of anything you want to do with regards to the Forerunner. So I think you're on the Forerunner, you've dipped, put up with it, is essentially what's going to happen, whether you like it or not. Between the two guild wars within a week, I'm not able to check my defense because I can only see the actual defense, so I cannot check whether all my heroes are geared correctly and if anything is saved. Thanks for the feedback. Players will be able to check gears in the edit teams menu in June's version, so be able to see that soon. Oh, that's coming out soon, isn't it? Thanks. Weird way to start a question. Another thing would be in the arena at the moment, it is a mystery as to why I'm winning attacks, reaching Apex Overlord, my defense is losing nearly all the time. Okay, so what they're saying is I don't know why they're losing and why they're dropping out, and they've said down here, which is quite interesting, we are currently making a playback feature which is expected to be implemented in August's version. Okay, so you'll be able to play back your defences on what you've lost, which would be absolutely fantastic. I'm sure there'd be a lot of people who would be interested to see that. I wouldn't because, well, I'm in. I'm on the Forerunner, so it make no difference. And then the last one here is with a multitude of equipment plans, it is very confusing and exhausting to equip your heroes, therefore helpful to be able to perform groups. Thanks for the feedback. We are currently improving the gear plan features implemented in July's version, so that will be coming out as well. Okay, there you go. There's a quick roundup of dev insights, and including whoever wrote in about the AOE damage mitigation. Sorry for your answer, but it amused me no end. There you go. So what do we know? We know by the end of the year you'll be able to play test the Guild Boss 2. You probably won't need to do it by then, but there you go, that's coming in. And then July's update looks really good, so hopefully we'll see that on the Forerunner quite soon and be able to see all these changes that are being done to the gear plan. So that's good news as well. All right. Okay, that's Dev Insights covered. Thank you very much for your time. If you give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe, would help me out massively. I'll see you in a video again tomorrow. Cheers. Goodbye.